Dear followers, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be answering a question which was sent in by one of my YouTube subscribers called G-Star. Joe, I would like to know what a backtrack is. I've been hearing pilots talking to each other about backtrack procedures and I have no clue. Please help me out. No worries. So today's topic will be, what is a backtrack?
1383, runway 27, clear takeoff. United 1538, runway 27,
So we need to backtrack. What are they talking about? Maybe you've actually experienced a backtrack on your last flight, but I have to admit it is fairly rare. Imagine you land on a little airport with no taxiways. Trust me, they are out there. So once the plane has landed, it needs to taxi back to the terminal so that you can exit the aircraft. But how without a taxiway? The tower controller will say Speedbird 125 taxi to parking stand 10 via backtrack on the runway and exit taxiway Charlie. So the pilot has to perform a 180-degree turn on the active runway and then taxi back to the nearest runway exit. So back for taxiing back the runway, and track because the runway alignment is a track and not a heading. There you go, backtrack, simple as that. At some airports, the runway is too narrow for the turn, that they've installed turning areas, mostly at the end of the runway, with a taxi guideline so that the aircraft is clear of any obstacles whilst performing the 180-degree turn. Even aircraft manufacturers have published procedures on how to perform the correct 180 degrees turn in order to avoid rolling off the turning pad with your landing gear and to prevent tire abrasion. Unfortunately, there are a few disadvantages with airports where backtracking is a common procedure. For example, in this video you can see that we had to backtrack to the end of the runway and turn around for takeoff. During that time, the runway is completely blocked and other aircrafts are unable to land or take off. This can cause delays during approach as well as for departure. Now, if the runway isn't equipped with runway centerline lights, backtracking during night operation and bad weather can be hazardous and take up even more time. Also, turning pads can be very slippery in heavy rain due to rubber abrasion and have to be approached with caution. In countries like Africa, backtracking for takeoff and after landing is a very common procedure. Due to the rare traffic, there was actually no need to build an extra taxiway. Also, it's an easy way to check the runway for debris and scare away animals which have been resting on the warm tarmac. That's actually true. At the airport of Funchal on the island of Madeira, they had no other choice than using the backtrack procedure due to the geographical environment. There's actually no space for a taxiway, obviously, if you set up an airport on a volcano. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I've answered another aviation related question for you. So give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel and spread the word. If you have further questions, don't hesitate to comment below. I'll be happy to answer your questions. Thank you much for watching. See you next time. Your Captain Joe. So the next time you're sitting in a passenger seat after landing or prior takeoff and you can feel the aircraft turning 180 degrees, it's most probably because the pilot had to backtrack or he has taxied the wrong way, but that is most unlikely.